eSIM in Australia, how to buy, prices and activation guide. From the moment you land in Australia, one thing becomes clear pretty fast: you're going to need the internet. And not just Wi-Fi from the airport cafe. I'm talking proper, stable mobile data that won't disappear the moment you step outside. That's where Australia's eSIM comes in. In today's video, we're going to talk about exactly how eSMS work in Australia, how you can buy one, which providers offer the best prices, what activation looks like, how long it takes, and why switching to an eSIM can make your whole life a little easier. Whether you're a newcomer, a student, a traveler, or someone who simply wants a faster and cleaner experience without plastic SIM cards, this video is going to help you avoid mistakes and save time and money. So stay with me until the end, and don't forget to comment your experience with eSMS and subscribe to the channel for more helpful Australia videos. When most people think about getting a SIM card in Australia, they imagine standing in a long queue at the airport, trying to open a tiny SIM tool pin with jet-lagged hands. But now things are changing. Australia has joined the global movement towards eSIM technology. An eSIM is simply a digital SIM card that you download into your phone. No more plastic, no more pins, and no more dropping your SIM under the seat of your Uber. Once you activate an eSIM, it works exactly the same as a physical SIM, but with way more convenience. You can install it, change it, delete it, and even switch between multiple eSMS when you travel overseas again. One of the biggest reasons eSIM has become popular in Australia is because all the major networks support it. Telstra, Optus, Vodafone, and most of their sub-brands offer eSIM options. Some even allow instant online purchase, while others require you to visit a store for verification. And because Australian mobile coverage can vary depending on where you live, especially if you're moving into regional areas like Bendigo, Ballarat, or Tasmania, you'll also learn which network may suit you better. If you're wondering how to buy an eSIM in Australia, there are mainly three ways: online, in-store, and via apps. The online method is the easiest for newcomers. You simply go to the provider's website, select a prepaid or postpaid plan, choose eSIM, enter your details, make the payment, and instantly receive your QR code. If you're using Telstra, Optus, or Vodafone, their process is almost identical. You'll usually get a QR code by email within minutes. If you prefer in-store purchases, especially if you need help activating the eSIM, you can visit any Telstra, Optus, Vodafone, Woolworths Mobile, or Coles Mobile stall. Staff will check your ID, verify your identity, and print your QR code for you. Some small retailers like Boost or Amasim also let you buy eSMS directly through their apps. Speaking of prices, Australia's eSIM costs depend on the provider and data amount. For example, popular prepaid plans start from around $10 to $30 for smaller packs, usually with 5 GB to 20 GB of data. Mid-range plans like $35 to $45 come with 30 GB to 60 GB of data. And if you're someone who loves streaming TikTok, YouTube, or FaceTime all day, then the $55 plus range gives you 80 GB or more. These prices can change during promotions, and sometimes newcomers get bonus data during their first month. Some brands like Woolworths Mobile and Coles Mobile also offer discounts on your grocery bill if you stay with them. Yes, imagine buying an eSIM and getting cheap bananas with it. Only in Australia. Before you buy an eSIM, you need to make sure your phone supports it. Almost all newer iPhones from XS upward, Google Pixel phones, Samsung Galaxy S20 and up support eSIM. But some budget or older Australian models may not. Also check whether your phone is unlocked. If you bought it from an overseas market or from a Sri Lankan carrier, make sure it can switch to Australian networks. Otherwise, your eSIM may activate but won't connect to the network properly. If you're already in Australia and have no idea whether your phone is unlocked, most providers will test the compatibility free of charge. Activating an eSIM in Australia is pretty simple. Once you buy the plan and receive the QR code, you just go to your phone settings. On iPhones, you go into Settings, Mobile, Add eSIM, Scan QR Code. On Samsung or Android phones, it's usually Connections or SIM Manager. After scanning the QR code, your phone will automatically download the profile and ask whether you want to use the plan for data, calls, or both. Once you confirm, the network activates your service within minutes. Some providers take 15 to 30 minutes, while others are instant. Now let's talk about replacing a physical SIM with an eSIM. It's very common for newcomers to Australia to switch their physical SIM to an eSIM so they can free up the SIM slot for travel SIMs or their old country SIM. For example, if you want to keep your Sri Lankan SIM for banking OTPs and still want an Australian number, you can easily convert your Australian SIM to an eSIM. Most providers let you switch for free on their app. Boost, Vodafone, Optus and Telstra all have eSIM swap options that take less than 5 minutes. This is especially helpful if you're going to travel back home and don't want to risk losing your SIM card inside a bag or wallet. One more advantage of eSMS in Australia is the ability to have dual numbers. You can have your Australian number and another number active at the same time. So if you're a student working part-time and you want to separate your work calls from your personal life, or if you're running a small business, having 2 lines in one phone can be a lifesaver. And yes, when aunties from overseas call you at midnight, you can switch off that secondary line without touching your Australian one. A very peaceful feature. Something many people don't know is that if you lose your phone in Australia, having an eSIM makes life easier. Normally, if you lose a physical SIM card, someone could potentially misuse it before you report it. But with eSMS, the moment you lose your device, you just contact the provider and they deactivate the eSIM profile. No one can remove it from your phone without your permission. You can then download the same number into your new device. No need to wait for a store to print a replacement SIM. For travelers and international students, this is a huge stress reducer. Another thing people ask is whether eSMS have strong coverage in Australia. That depends on the network. Telstra has the widest coverage across Australia, especially in rural or regional towns like Bendigo, Mildura or Tasmania's remote areas. Optus is strong in suburban and metro areas. Vodafone is popular in big cities but less strong in remote locations. If you live in a major city like Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide or Perth, all 3 work perfectly fine. But if you're moving into smaller towns or planning road trips to outback areas, think carefully about your provider before selecting your eSIM. Some providers also offer international roaming on eSMS. But Australian roaming prices are famous for being expensive. It's usually better to buy a local SIM or an eSIM when you travel overseas instead of using Australian roaming. However, if you really need roaming for emergencies, check whether your plan includes it. Now let's talk about how long eSIM activation takes. For prepaid services, it's usually instant. You scan the code and within a minute or 2, your service becomes active. If your activation requires identity verification, it might take up to 30 minutes. Postpaid services sometimes take slightly longer because of credit checks, especially for newcomers without credit history. But prepaid plans are the easiest, fastest, and most preferred by people who just start living in Australia. Some people worry whether eSIM drains the battery more than physical SIMs. The truth is both work almost the same. If you run 2 eSMS simultaneously, it may reduce battery a little but not enough to worry about. Modern phones are designed to handle it efficiently. If you're someone who regularly buys new phones, eSMS can make your life easier. Instead of removing a tiny physical SIM and trying not to lose it, you simply transfer your eSIM profile to your new phone. Most providers offer a Transfer eSIM option on their app. Telstra calls it eSIM Quick Transfer. Optus has Switch to eSIM, and Vodafone allows you to quickly move your number from one device to another. If you're coming to Australia as an international student or migrant, you might need to show ID to activate your eSIM. In most cases, your passport is enough. Some might ask for visa details. Students often need fast connections on their first day because they need internet to find accommodation, transport, part-time jobs and university details. In that case, buying the eSIM online even before arriving is possible through some providers. You receive the QR code and you can activate it once you land in Australia. If you plan to buy an eSIM in a supermarket like Woolworths or Coles, remember that these brands actually use major networks underneath. Coles Mobile uses the Optus network, and Woolworths Mobile uses Telstra. So check the coverage before buying. These supermarket eSMS are very budget-friendly and offer huge data bonuses during promotions. For example, you might get 22 GB for $12 or 65 GB for $25 during special deals. Many newcomers love these plans because they save money and still get excellent coverage. Finally, if you're someone who easily forgets small things like PIN codes or passwords, don't worry, One big advantage of eSIM is that you can't lose it physically. It's built into your phone. You can't accidentally drop it in the sink or vacuum it while cleaning. It's the most organized SIM card you'll ever own. Before we wrap up, I always remind you that your experience matters. Have you used an eSIM in Australia before? Did you face any issues activating it? Share your thoughts and tips in the comments. And if this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss upcoming guides about life in Australia.